Welcome back. You're watching Be My Guest, and I'm here with Kun Pirapong, the Chief Marketing Officer of Power Pellet. Let's talk more about the plantation which is used to make the wooden pellets. Can you tell me a little bit more about the procedure?
I believe that everybody know the land of in Thailand for the forest have one organization named FIO, Forest Industry Organization. They have the big land for the plantation of economic tree like teak wood or rubber wood. And this one, both of this kind of wood take a long time before cut. And this one, they have some problem on the cash flow on with this one.
Right.
So we study with FIO how we can have the plantation and they have better cash flow for FIO. So that's why we develop energy plantation with FIO. We study together and study on the feasibility on the plantation. But when you study, you need to have actual plantation to study. So we use this opportunity to make the plantation to supply the raw material of energy plantation to our factory at the same time. And this one, we use the big land of the FIO. Some land it cannot use, it not have the good quality of the soil to have to grow the good quality of the tree. So we will develop the land, this land, to make energy plantation for supply to our factory in the future. So it means the land, empty land of the forest industry organization in the future, we have the green color from our plantation, and mean it can increase oxygen for our country in the future, the green area for our country in the future.
So it's not only creating wooden pellets, but you're also creating green, emitting oxygen, carbon as well?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, what about the whole process? I'm sure people wonder, you are obviously cutting down trees to make it. So how does that factor in with saving the environment as well?
In fact, we are not cut the tree to make the wood pellet. We use the waste wood in the forest. Normally, they dump the waste wood.
So these are waste wood. What qualifies as waste wood?
The waste wood means after you cut the top of the tree, mostly they burn it. But we use it for make the wood pellet. At the same time, some waste wood from the sawmill factory. So we bring the fuel wood on that one to make the wood pellet.
So is this the same waste wood that often causes forest fires?
Yes, same.
Okay, so you're turning what could be hazardous into something that is more useful.
Yes,
at the same time.
Correct.
Okay.
We believe that everybody heard about in the summertime in Thailand, a lot of the smoke from the burn forest or something. But we bring that one kind of the material, the waste wood, to make the wood pellet in our factory.
Aside from waste wood, is there something else also that you use?
The fuel wood.
The fuel wood.
Yes.
What is that? Can you explain
the
a little
fuel
bit?
wood, when we're talking about the waste wood from the sawmill, we call fuel wood.
Okay.
But when you cut the log to the timber, so you mean you have a lot of waste around the tree, right? The tree is surround. We cut to square, and outside is waste wood. We bring that one to make the wood pellet, not burn it again.
Okay. I see. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the challenges in being in this industry, in producing wooden pellets?
I think the most challenge on this business is plantation. Nobody want to invest the long time, 3 years, 4 years before cutting. Mostly of the businessmen, they want to build factory tomorrow, get profit tomorrow. But we invest on the plantation, next 3 years we can cut it. So it means nobody want to make a long-term business like this. But we are the first factory looking after this environment.
So this means you must have a lot of land. If the wait period is 3 years, then that means you must be growing and regrowing.
Yes.
Simultaneously all the time.
Yes, because like we say, FAO have the big land for the forest to their forest. We use that land that they not use it to plantation on our energy plantation,
Okay. Now, what about I know that you also have a lot of factories coming up that you're going to be building. are in the process right now. How many factories do you have right now?
In our project, we plan to have around 16 factories all around
16.
Thailand.
Okay. And currently, how many are there?
Currently, right now, we have 2 factories.
2 factories.
And after July, every month we finish 1 factory.
Where are the locations of the factories right
All
now?
around Thailand, depend on the plantation area that we have.
Okay. The first 2 are located where?
In Sung Men, Phrae province.
Okay.
And the second in the Sirinthorn district, Ubon Ratchathani. Yes.
What about like in terms of like creating factories in these areas? Like you're going to be creating so many factories. What about community locals being involved in the whole process?
So our policy said we will donate 5% of our profit to Eco Village campus. So we will bring the children from the community all around the factory to study in Eco Village campus and back to help their community, not work in Bangkok.
Can you tell us a little bit more? Is this part of the company's effort to help, aside from the business itself, to conserve the energy, preserve the energy and the environment? This is as well helping the local community. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Eco Village?
Eco Village is one of the non-profit organization of the United Nations.
Okay.
This is for help the community all around the world. So we invite them to have the campus in Thailand
Okay.
for help the people all around our factory, our community to study and back to help the community.
Are they studying about preserving the environment, conserving the environment?
Yes,
So this is a joint effort with the UN.
yes,
Oh, okay. Is this ongoing right now?
ongoing. Right now the first campus is located in Bangkok, but
Okay.
not finished yet.
How many students are you expecting to participate in this year?
We believe that around 30 to 50.
30 to 50.
Yes.
Okay. But they must be children around the factory area.
Community only.
Community from other provinces that you hope will be able to come into Bangkok or the Eco Village and develop their skills and then bring it back to their local area.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what about like in terms of future investment of the company? What do you see for that?
So our future investment, the downstream, we would like to make the energy plant, power plant, but mostly of the investor, they invest on the power plant first, not looking for the sustainable supply of the raw material. But our company is different. We looking for the sustainable supply raw material first. After that, maybe next 3 years, we will build the power plant, biomass power plant in Thailand.
You mean would you diversify from just producing wooden pellets?
We produce the wood pellet and we will have to produce the power plant to supply the electricity.
Do you have plans to expand to other foreign countries as well?
Right now, not yet. Right now, not yet.
But there is demand in other countries as well.
Yes.
What do you see for the future of renewable energy resources in like worldwide? The trend coming on.
The trend in the worldwide, I believe that it will coming more but on biomass based, not fossil based.
Yeah.
Because many people concerned about the CO2.
Right.
So the wood pellet, when after you burn it, everything clean, not the fossil. Fossil
Right.
based, after burn, you have some small pieces in the air. But biomass is different. It's zero.
What do you want people to know about biomass comparing to fossil fuels as the new renewable energy?
We have some record of the disaster in the world. If you back to about 30 years ago, the big disaster in the world is actually 80 times a year. But last year, it more than 400 times. We believe that all the disaster today, because of you bring the fossil bed underground to use too much. Underground, after you bring it from the underground, it hollow, and the earth is changing something. Also at the same time, global warming, because you use the fossil bed. But if you back to the biomass bed, after we use the biomass bed to burn, to make everything, we can grow it again. Plantation, they grow it again. The green coming, oxygen coming, it means it's circulation of this one. We not just only like the fossil bed, dig and burn and global warming. But biomass bed, you burn it, you grow it, green, oxygen, global warming will be less and less, we believe.
How dependent are we on fossil fuel today and on biomass? What's the percentage?
Not have the number exactly, but we believe that the fossil base is more than 90% right now, and biomass base is around 10% all around the world.
Do you think it's going to be a challenge, like transferring the dependence from fossil fuel to biomass?
Not big challenge. In Europe right now, for example, like in Sweden, they use to renew energy more than 90%. And yesterday I got the news from Norway. They would like to have 40% of renewable energy for Norway. In UK right now, in the electricity produced by biomass more and more every day. So it means we believe that in Thailand it's possible to have something like that in Europe also. And the people will take care more on the environment of the world because they use biomass bed than fossil bed.
Now the younger generation, of course, is going to be the future of us. So we will have to depend on them to move on to biomass and renewable energy resources. What do you hope they will know about biomass, and what should they know about biomass, basically?
So we need to have some educate of the new young generation to know we are not cutting the tree to make the power. We cut the tree, we plant the tree, we make the green for the land, we make the green for the country. We not only cut. So it means the natural forest cannot increase, but we can increase energy forest. So I hope the future generation, they will understand and they want to make energy plantation, even in hard business, to grow up and investment.
Okay, thank you so much. ขอบคุณค่ะคุณพีรพงศ์
ขอบคุณครับ
Demand for wood pellets in both the EU and Asia is expected to expand until 2020, with companies like Power Pellet committing to green, clean, and renewable practices. That's all the time we have for today's episode of Be My Guest. I'm Clara Thirakalsan. สวัสดีค่ะ